Hello and welcome back again from JDL Pinball. I'm Jim Lindsay and I'm going to show you action from the last of the finals played at Bulls and Balls in Fulda on the tournament weekend held on the 18th of September 2020. If you want notifications of future tournaments, then please subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notification as soon as we post a new video online. Now we will be posting some of the qualification games from this tournament, so please look out for that. They will be entertaining. Okay, so this tournament was a 5-strike knockout. 5-strike format is basically head-to-head play, and each time a player loses, he takes the strike. Once he reaches 5 strikes, he's out of the tournament. So qualification rounds are played until they're down to the last 4 players, and those 4 players qualify then through to the finals. As an added incentive, they take any remaining lives through to the final with them as additional points. So lives are really important, strikes are really important, and it does make a difference. So we finished up with 4 finalists. Those 4 finalists were Paul Englert and Tobias Wagemann. They both took 2 additional points with them through to the final rounds. And Pehrs and Peter Schmidt both took 1 point. So just remember that's the initial starting position. The scoring format then is 4-2-1-0, so the winning player in each game takes 4 points, second 2 points, third 1 point, and fourth 0. So here we go. We're going to take you to the first game, which is on Tales of the Arabian Nights. Okay. No, you've lost somebody there. What have you done?
No, nobody. It does sometimes do that, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Paul Englert, currently ranked 23 in the world. He's stormed up the IFPA tables. I don't think... Oh, he got it back. Okay, there's a very, very short ball saver on this machine. So, okay, it needs to get control. So, starting a house. I don't think you have houses on Tales of the Arabian Nights somehow, but we tend to call everything houses from Game of Thrones. So you can, if you like, sort of play modes and collect jewels and things on Tales of the Arabian Nights. My tournament strategy advice is always to spin the lamp and then play the bonus multiplier. So let's see what strategy these players choose. The lamp strategy basically is about bonus. The bonus is based on the number of lamp spins times by a bonus multiplier, and it carries forward ball to ball. So RM multi-ball plus lamp, yep. Right, for those who don't know him, the real Ed, who is in the chat at the moment, is Ed Dryborg from Copenhagen. He is a regular attender at the Fulda tournaments. The Fulda farm, that was actually quite a nice little... Did we catch it early enough? Yes, that was a nice little bounce back to get the ball back in play. So Paul playing the multiple jackpots. So I think just failed to get that last one. And starts the next mode, or tail, I suppose, yes, the last tail. More like the Unreal Ed. That's not a very nice thing to say. How can you call Ed Dryborg the Unreal Ed? It's larger than life. So we're missing all you guys over here. We need this stupid COVID-19 thing to go away, and we need to get back to having tournaments with a lot more people. Anyway, this is Toby. Toby, I've spoke to about this game. He was actually playing Paul Englert in one of the qualifying rounds, and he would normally follow that same strategy, spin the lamp and bonus multiplier. And that's a fairly untypical flipper fumble from Toby, although he did tell me he has suffered a few of those today. So these people are not superhuman, you see. This is Peter Schmidt. Peter has won a few tournaments here recently. Over the last year to 18 months, has been a strong contender in a lot of the finals. So, okay, if you have any idea what that meant in German, I can recognise the Alibaba one. Oh, ooh, that was also worth clipping. So this is what I was saying about pinball machines. Really should, if that went down the out lane, obviously it's detectable in software because it's just gone up the in lane. And if it goes down the out lane, I think all pinball designers should make that give you a ball save. TOTAN does give you a ball save. There are spikes that jump up out of the playfield here and here for catching the ball. And the balls sometimes jump over the top, and if that is detected, then it gives you the ball back, which to me is fair. You know? And I personally think that rolling up the in lane and out of the out lane should be under that same category. Maybe I'll start a petition. Maybe I'll stop talking, but neither is actually very likely. Okay, so hope I can finish Stranger Things. Stranger Things, I actually took it to, I was playing the Stranger Things in free play last night when I should have really been sleeping because it was about 2:30 when I got to bed. But I did deliberately play Stranger Things to get to total isolation. And yeah, it really is it's quite good fun. I do quite like the machine, even though I do definitely play it to avoid the Demigorgon in the middle. Anyway, we'll come to that in another couple of games. That's the final game of this final. So we are waiting now for Peter Smith's just player. That's strange. Okay, so I'm sure that was Peter Schmidt. So we'll find out from the next one. Maybe I've got the player order not quite right here. Yes, this is quite definitely Patrick. So let's change those two over. Oops, and that's unfortunately gone. So at the end of ball one, we have Paul out in the lead with 5 million. And if you think sort of 20 million is a reasonable tournament score for TOTAN, Paul is on his way to achieving that. He has, however, already played a multi-ball. So interestingly, I think Paul is trying to backhand the captive ball to get bonus multiplier. Strange, very strange way to play, because he'd got this captive ball for the times 2. Maybe he was backhanding the bizarre. So that's a nice spin. Is he going to get that back? Yep, he is. So fortunate. I think he was right on the limit of the ball save there. Okay, so having spelt the word genie, his locks are now lit, and instantly proceeds to lock ball 1. That's the spikes I was talking about coming out of the playfield, so that's ball 2. And to start the multi-ball, he needs to basically land on this magnet. Okay, but that will be there for him for the next ball, but Toby will be disappointed with that. Okay, so Peter Schmidt, ball 2. And again, he has locks lit, so progressing towards multi-ball. And executes lock 2. So Peter will be hoping to start multi-ball pretty much straight away from this shot. Okay, so there we go. Multi-ball start. During multi-ball, my objective is to keep spinning the lamp and hit the genie for the jackpots where possible, because they are valuable. They are 1 million points, not 1 million points. But he's on, I think he's on lightning lamp, so he can actually make some real progress on the lamp scoring at the moment. Multi-ball ends. And the blitz lamp, or lightning lamp as it's called in any other language, is gives you 3 spins for every spin of the lamp. So it's a rapid spin mode. So lamp and bonus times by 3, 720. So this is where you see if it got to like times 8 bonus, that would have been over 2 million points. So Patrick starts another mode called Eingelb or something, which is 1, is it something with a horse? That's exactly the same. That's exactly the same drain he got from the first ball. It's like deja vu of pinball. Ah, okay, so unless someone starts multi-ball, which of course they did, he would have to lock the balls again. Okay. So let's see what happens with Toby on his next ball, because he's got some progress to make. He was going to get points out of this game. Super Slush. My German pronunciation is amazing. Super Slush. Too many letters in there for that syllable. Okay, so Paul will hit the genie here because that's worth 600,000 points, but then drains. So, okay, he puts himself in a dangerous position there, I think, because the total score of 6.5 million, nearly 7 million. Okay, Toby is perfectly capable of doing that in one ball, of course, as is Patrick. And Peter will expect to do better. Okay. Dominic de Kock just about to leave the building, so he's travelled down from Belgium for this tournament. So Toby wins a duel. Oh. So Edward's right, he needs to relock his balls, and that's game over for Toby. He will be really disappointed with that. So Peter in great position here to take first place in this game, and that should already be enough with bonus of ×2, and so you really should concentrate purely on captive balls here, nothing else, because he's already got quite a number of spins from the first 2 balls. The bonus multiplier is the thing at the moment that makes the big difference to him. So Scheherazade, that's the same in English as in German, so for those who don't know, what he should be aiming for is the captive ball in here. In order, there it goes. I think it got him. Did he catch it there? Oh, it's sort of here. It's 2 captive balls together, and you have to hit one onto the other. It's not very easy to see with a overhead camera view, but he gets a duel. Spins the lamp again, and again. Toby commenting in the chat himself, of course. That's typical Toby. Very great supporter of what we do with JDL Pinball. It's nice to have him there as the country director and the organiser of events at Fulda. Great guy to work with. So lamp and bonus C 450 ×2. So that really should have been something like ×6 or ×8. But anyway, Peter's in a great position there with 12 million. Patrick has everything to do. Multi-ball will be lit. So, oh, actually not. I thought locks lit on the 3rd ball, irrespective of whether you'd gain them. So he still needs to spell Genie. He's not going to spell Genie on that. So that's the end of that game. That was a nice game, though, and TOTAN, really nice machine. Spin the lamp, get the bonus multipliers, and there was a good bit of demonstration play there. So after that game, the scores, taking the points through from the qualification rounds, if you remember, results in Peter Schmidt being in the lead with 5 points, Paul Englert with 4, Toby Wagemann with 3, and Patrick Pehrs with 1. Okay, so now we move on to game 2, another popular game in Fulda for our finals, which is Doctor Who, all about those loops and those sonic booms. Enjoy this game. Right, okay, so Ed doing some German, that's very interesting, so I hope he's talking to Toby and not talking to me. So this is Peter Schmidt on his way with Doctor Who on the second game of the finals. He will get a second chance, second chance, second chance, second chance. And he is, of course, why is he on Doctor 4? That's strange. Leave it for now, I'll change it so we don't lose the game, just leave it. Thanks. Oh well. Oh, and that's the tilt, and the tilt on Doctor Who is actually quite sensitive. You can tilt it by slapping the machine, yeah, not easy.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Elva. See you next time. Cheers, pal. What I don't understand is why Peter had Doctor 4 selected. I think that must have been in error. Players would normally select Doctor 6 to start with. Doctor 6 advances the playfield multiplier twice for every loop. So let's see what Paul selects. I'm fairly sure he'll do 6. Yes, he does. So here we go with loops. So we've seen him do this on No Fear. Number 9 and then number 10 feeds to the left flipper for a sonic boom, which takes the H and the O without the W, which is unconventional but effective. So that was 80 million, 40 million for both of those shots. So I knew when this machine was chosen it would suit Paul's play. Paul excels on this type of machine. And tips it down the out lane, which is I call that a Keith Elwyn shot. Not in that Keith Elwyn does it, in that Keith Elwyn machines have a habit of doing that if you hit it wrong from that upper flipper. Okay, so is the tilt bob not centered? It could well be, Ed. It is probably oversensitive for the machine as well, though. Everybody knows that, and everybody knows to be careful playing it. It's not changed in the last few years of play. So here goes Toby. We know that he's perfectly capable of looping as well. So he will be hoping to out-loop Paul. Here we go. And, Toby gets the W on the H and the O. And then back to looping. So Toby scored 120 million from that sonic boom. Okay, so that just shows the sort of strategy here. It's obviously completely safe while ever you're playing that top loop, and becomes instantly dangerous as soon as you lose that top flipper control. So this is Patrick. He's also on Doctor 6. Okay, but actually making progress towards video mode, which is interesting. Yes, he's going to get another escape letter there, so he only needs 2 more escape letters to live video mode. And also Elwyn flip down the right side, so. Right, so here we go with Peter on ball 2. So some tournament players will actually choose Dr. 1. The setting of this machine is such that you complete the Doctor for each ball. So Dr. 4, which Peter somehow strangely selected before, and I know that was a mistake, remains lit, and he's now on Dr. 6. Very nice backhand of the W. Let's get it again just to make sure, but that will cancel. Okay, so that's the full 120 million for the sonic boom, plus all the points from the loops themselves. Okay, one more. Okay, and that's a very sensible shot, playing the W to get back into the final loop. Okay, so he's now into the Who mode, which is basically advancing the Who letters. So this is preventing him doing the loops towards Sonic Boom, which he will now get back into. Okay, so drains, but that's a very, very strong performance. 360 million for Peter. So this game is going to be a hard fight. Hi Lewis, nice to see you on the chat as well. Tobestar is world dominator. Oh dear. Yes, we in the good old days before COVID, when we used to have co-commentators. At the moment we don't have anyone in the commentary booth apart from Dina and myself for obvious reasons. But we've regularly had Toby as a co-commentator prior to COVID, and one of the subjects we covered in great detail was world domination in one of those streams. I think maybe Ho 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 last Christmas, and it was incredibly entertaining. So Toby since has adopted the title of World Dominator. Oh, and Paul does this, so he got a second chance, so that's useful. So he's now in multi-ball mode, needs to clear the grid, but also needs the playfield multiplier to be kept at a reasonably high value. Obviously the playfield multiplier affects the multi-ball as well as everything else. So okay, so he raises the transporter, but his playfield multiplier is going down, so he'll probably play to get that back up again before attempting a jackpot shot. Yeah. So again, this is sort of good, intelligent tournament strategy. You want to maximise the score of every shot. So he's got the multi-ball in a position where he can start it, which he does there. Okay, he doesn't score anything for multi-ball until he shoots all 3 of the openings in the transporter. That's the centre twice, so he needs to get that. Okay. So he's just got the left-hand side, which he achieves, and because the playfield multiplier was so high, that's given him I didn't see the score, but tremendous score for that jackpot. So he now does it again, 157 million for that jackpot, and this is great play by Paul. He's got the Kaiser Dalek. No, Kaiser is cheese, so it's probably a cheese Dalek. I've said before, my knowledge of German is probably second to none, so cheese Dalek I think is something we should probably adopt in Doctor Who play for some time to come. Okay, so Paul drains after multi-ball. Unfortunate drain actually, but he is now on 542 million. So perfect response to Peter's 362. That puts him in a very good position. And of course, this is precisely what Toby will want to follow. So here we go, more loops. This is dangerous. Yeah, I thought he was. So, okay, Toby will be really disappointed. That was 120 million points just lost. And he is now on 164, so he needs to dig really, really deep in that last ball. Unfortunate drain. So I think Patrick is suffering a little final nerves. It's a lot harder to play out there than it looks. You are not just playing a normal game of pinball. You know you're on camera. You know there are trophies at stake. So no IFPA points, of course. This is not an IFPA sanctioned tournament, with IFPA being closed for almost certainly the remainder of 2020. Okay, so Peter having a few wild flips at things, which seems to be working okay. He's got video mode lit, I think, so this will be the first video mode. Video mode is great on Doctor Who, so jump over the whatever they are, boulders, rocks. It's basically 2 short ones, then they're all long ones. So long ones you press both flippers, short ones you press 1 flipper, and you try not to fall over. So that's gone. So Peter finishes in position with 413 million. Can I fix the sound? If you put the balance, sorry, I probably know what's causing this. If you change the balance on your audio system to left or right, you will find one will be giving you the Doctor Who sound. Sorry, I thought that would take care of itself on this screen, so... So basically I've set up a system where you can watch 2 pinball machines at the same time, and the sound for each pinball machine comes from the left and the right speaker. So if you switch the balance over to, and I don't know whether it's left or right, so I can't tell from this screen, but if you try that, it will be fairly obvious. And then you will only hear the sound of Doctor Who. let me have a listen. I'll see what that sounds like on the stream itself. Yeah, the Doctor Who sound is coming out of one side. I'm not quite sure if anything is coming out of the other. And you should be able to hear me from both speakers, that's so that you can't stop listening to me. Again, quite deliberate. So come on, Toby, let's see you put up a decent score here. Okay, so again, getting close to video mode. So here we go, video mode for Toby. No, video mode lit, sorry. Now, you can score a lot of points from video mode, but it's not the preferred route. That's gone. Okay, so not Toby's final this, I'm afraid. He can only take 1 point from this, and this obviously depends also on Patrick's final ball. Okay, so unfortunate. Sorry, no, he's not still going on this ball. So okay, so multi-ball ready. No, unfortunate. So therefore, we have Paul takes first place. Okay, some nice pinball again, and at the end of that game we finish up with scores of Paul Englert out in the lead with 8 points, Peter Schmidt second place with 7, Toby Wagemann third place with 4, and Patrick Pehrs trailing with just 1 point. But plenty to play for, so as we move into this last game, this is on again, one of Stern's newer machines called Stranger Things. Not many tournaments have been streamed on this so far due to COVID-19. So nice to see competitive play taking place. So enjoy this last game on Stranger Things. So we have Paul Englert in with 8 points. Followed by Peter Schmidt with 7, Toby on 4, and Patrick back on 1. So it is actually possible to get tie breaks as normal in tournaments. So, okay, let's see how Paul plays this. So you basically have to light the locks from the 2 green targets here. So that's the locks lit, and the locks can now be taken by shooting the left ramp. That was a great bit of flipper skill there by Paul. The strategy needs to be, though, to take the multi-ball, take a mode into the multi-ball. And the modes are started by just completing 3 of any of the major shots. So, okay, so he starts was that a mode, or was it an upside down? I didn't see. Where is Bart? So that's a mode running. Okay, forgive me for some lack of knowledge here. I've been picking up, we've only received Stranger Things down here recently, so it's not a machine that we've streamed a lot. I am still learning quite a bit about this machine, and it will obviously get more knowledgeable as we go ahead. So the skill shot, the basic skill shot is into the targets, and that scores 5 million for the first ball, and then it progresses by 1 million, so 6, 7. There is a super skill shot which is into this saucer. So it's actually better to short plunge, catch the ball, shoot the saucer. That gives you 10 million for the first ball, and then 12.5, and then 15. I assume it goes beyond that, but I've only played the machine on 3 balls. So. And that's the other thing that's a relatively easy shot, is to backhand the left ramp. So Toby starts a mode here because he's now played 3 shots, but he's only locked 1 ball. Okay, so and I'll explain why that's important when he gets to multi-ball stage. And that is the other thing, this machine regularly feeds straight down the middle, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. It's such a dangerous shot, I've recommended not playing it, that left orbit. But you at least need to sort of give the machine a bang on this side as it's coming down to prevent that drain from happening. You're perfectly right, Ed. This machine will suit Paul's style of play. It's very, very fast. Been likened, of course, to Attack from Mars, and it does have many, many similar features to Attack. But the play I've seen on it so far doesn't seem to give the same sort of flowing games. The players don't seem to get into the rhythm. Like on Attack, you sort of playing the saucer. The centre target thing here is sort of a bit to avoid it at all costs. So I don't know, maybe it's that the machine hasn't yet been in enough tournaments. Paul, I think, was attempting the super skill shots, because I was talking to him about this game not long ago. Because the thing with the super skill shots is 10, 12.5 and 15 million is 37.5 million points, which is often enough to win a game. So, okay, and there you go, Paul draining with 36. So nice to see many people watching. This is the final game of the final of this tournament weekend that we've organised here in Fulda. Real life pinball, which is great to be doing. We will be looking to organise more tournaments. We're maybe going to do something for what would have been the midsummer. So Peter playing this very aggressively, which maybe it looks like it's working. So now just watch the feed come back down from the pot bumpers here. Okay, that was a bit nicer. That fed to the right flipper, and so did that. Okay, maybe the machine's behaving itself now. It's okay, Peter concentrating on the lock shot there. I think he would actually be better playing the orange mode shots at the moment. And we are suffering a rotating pinball machine. and I have no idea what causes that. Okay, so that's lock 2, and remember what I said earlier, you really want to bring a mode in with that. Now Peter has already played this mode, okay, or if you have one of these not lit, then it means you've played the 3 lock shots and you have enabled the mode at the same time. If not, then you really want to complete another 3 set of indicators, so that you're taking the mode shots with you into the multi-ball. But the main scoring opportunity during multi-ball is to keep track of the number of jackpots that you've scored, and watch out for the super jackpot appearing. And I believe it's 5. So that's this super jackpot there, 12 million. It is possible to double the value of that super jackpot by shooting the left ramp just prior to shooting the super jackpot shot. Okay, so that's why you got 6 million there, because that was not doubled. Okay, so that's the end of multi-ball, but now on 80 million, and this has been a very, very good ball by Peter. He earned himself an extra ball, which is in the form of a virtual ball save on the out lanes. And that's unfortunate drain. So, but that's a good solid ball from Peter, and he's already in 2nd position, so looking good, and nice to see as well. Peter's a great guy. He's one of the German crowd, one of the German family. So Toby starts multi-ball, but again this is without a mode. Toby's a good enough multi-ball player for that probably not to matter, but okay, he's got a ball stuck in the... it's released now, that's okay. Okay, so he needs 2 more jackpot shots. So, okay, if that's one of them, that's... he now needs to shoot a second one, but then he needs to shoot the ramp again in order to double the jackpot. So... okay, that gives him the 2nd. And the super jackpot there, you see, is only 6 million because he didn't manage to shoot the ramp to double the value. So he did that actually in the wrong order. It would have been better choosing a different shot for the first of those jackpots to leave himself the jackpot of the ramp. I think that's my understanding of the game. Okay, so Toby not too happy with that. That's twice in a row we got punished by that right orbit, feedback out of that right orbit. And I noticed it playing this machine yesterday. It happens too regularly for it to not need attending to. Either bending a bit of metal or something, put in a rubber post, something to give it a deflection point. So, okay, Patrick starts the telekinesis multi-ball. Let's see how he does with this. So, counting down the jackpots. Okay, so that's what you see. The RAM was first, and then the saucer, and the saucer value then doubled to 12 million. And that's quite a big difference. It's the same shot, and you get twice the number of points for it. So, nicely played. So, okay, I'm guessing multi-ball is finished. I didn't actually see the... oh no, the multi-ball is still running. I'm going to say I didn't see the second ball drain there, so... So he needs to polish off these last few jackpots. Okay, that's definitely multi-ball finished. And hold the ball a bit, give the tilt bob a time to settle. So he's currently on 61 million. And that's the drain. So, okay. So in that case, what do we finish up with scores? Let's have a look. We're still on ball 3. So this is ball stepping up. Ball 3 needs to get a very good score here to get to first place. If he gets first place, he wins the tournament. If he doesn't, then Peter Schmidt will very likely overtake him. Ooh. So, Paul not very happy with that one, understandably, and okay, so that is likely to put him in last position, depending on Toby, but there's only 2 million between the scores. So I don't think that will affect the outcome unless if Toby can get to first position, then it could actually change the results of the game. Okay, so Peter activates 2 times scoring, and this is part of the game I don't know, so I don't know what qualifies 2 times. And so watch this feedback out. Yeah, there you go. And it is vicious, and really you do not want that on a pinball machine. You want it's a bit like the feed out of the number 1 on Lethal Weapon 3 that has a habit of throwing balls straight down the middle, and it tends to maybe take the fun out of the game. So Toby now needs to concentrate on modes. He needs to be working his way towards total isolation. He's not got that many shots to complete it. He needs 2 here, and he needs 2 here and 1 here. Because he needs to have a big score here. He needs to get himself into first position. And Toby, do not shoot that right loop. Okay, the Demigorgon is too dangerous. It's far better playing the mode shots. Okay, just be careful, watch this feed. Yes, and he realised that he took a danger, but he didn't want to lose the ball again in that same way. I'm absolutely fully behind him in that. That was a very good move. Okay, so he's making good progress here. He's not advancing towards total isolation at this point, but from now he can. So one right ramp, okay, one more left orbit. I think that was actually a left orbit shot. I'm sure he would agree if he'd have been here. Okay, so left orbit, okay. Nice dig. Right, take control. Left orbit. Okay, play the lock. And I suppose that's the other strategy, but so you really do want to... It's actually so close to total isolation that maybe that would be better route. So the ball has to go all the way round that left orbit to the right flipper in order to qualify the shot. That's why it didn't like the final one of the inserts. Is it actually possible to backhand the right ramp? Yes, quite definitely. Okay, so that's the end of Toby's ball, and yeah, he's currently in second position, but I have a feeling that will be third position after... In fact, it already is third position from the shots already from Patrick. So Patrick now needs to get past Peter Schmidt's score, and I am absolutely sure he will be trying to do that. And who knows, maybe shooting at the Demigorgon in a situation like this is actually the right thing to do. Okay, so he survived that. He didn't get many points from it, which is interesting. So he's now in upside down mode, and it's the first upside down mode, so he has to shoot these targets here, and you actually get a lot of points. Oh no! If he'd have brought all those targets down, he would have made it to first place. Okay, so a bit of backward and forward with the scores in this tournament. Nice to see that. Nice to see them competing hard against each other. So at the end of the tournament, we finish up. First place goes well deserved to Peter Schmidt. Nice to see him winning yet another tournament here at Fulda. Second place, Paul Englert, rising star, Germany #2 player. Third place goes to our wonderful country director and tournament director for the whole of this weekend. He does so much work for German Pinball, Toby Wagemann. And back in fourth place, but that's no disgrace, is Patrick Pehrs. So well done to all the finalists, and yeah, well done to the whole of the Bulls and Balls team for hosting the tournament, for looking after everybody so well. Thank you to Matthias, Patricia and the whole team. And we're going to play you out this time with a little tour of Bulls and Balls, so you can actually see the whole of the venue where these tournaments have been held. Okay, we're going to be posting a few of the qualification games, so keep an eye out on JDL Pinball, YouTube channel JDL Pinball. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the bell, you'll always get notifications. It will also help me in keeping this channel running, and appreciate that. Appreciate all of your help and support. Thank you very much. Goodbye from me, Jim Lindsay. See you next time. Bye bye.